Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. Likes, comments, and subscriptions are always very much appreciated. They do help out the channel immensely. Very big thank you to everyone who leaves a like and a comment every single day to help out the channel. Welcome back to another news that I missed, where I talk about the stuff that was in the newses that I also happened to miss. Yeah, I'm still away. Miss you guys, but I'll be back soon. And without further ado, I'm a weird person. Let's jump right into it. A documentary about the controversial collapse of FTX and its disgraced founder Sam Bankman-Fried is reportedly already in production. It took these people no more than 15 and a half days to figure out a way to make a documentary. I'm sure there's a movie on the way and about 6 different Netflix something that's also going to be there. Variety has reported that the non-fiction, entertainment studio XTR is behind the project. And Oscar-nominated director David Darg is helming it. That is D-A-R-G for his last name. Darg is reportedly already on site in the Bahamas. Oh my gosh, that is so cringy. Darg is reportedly already on site in the Bahamas working on the film. I wonder who they're going to get to play him. You know it's going to be someone ridiculous, and they're going to have to give him like a really weird like fake wig as well so he can have as much hair as Sam Bankman also has. This was said by Justin LeCobb, one of the documentary's executive producers. He said, "The implosion of FTX is the most sensational financial story since Wall Street bets disrupted the stock market during the 19, and it exposes major flaws within the cryptocurrency universe." Not really, it's just corrupt people. The networks are still working. Crypto still works just fine. It's just human greed. That's not within the cryptocurrency universe. It's just how humans normally act when they feel like that they, or find out that they can make billions of dollars by lying to other people. He said, "With our exclusive access and our team already on the ground, we're excited to dive deep into this breaking story, which has already ensnared celebrities like Tom Brady. It's incredibly thrilling to embark on this investigative journey without knowing where the breadcrumbs will lead us." I'm sure that... So, have you ever watched stuff on Netflix, like documentaries and stuff like that? A lot of times if you read the fine print or like there's like, words before and after the documentary, a lot of times some of them aren't even actually like real, like not even like 45% real. What was the other one? That one, what was it? Anna something? I'm Anna. Me are Anna. The woman who was from Russia or Germany and she went to New York and she was, scamming people out of hotel rooms and all that other stuff. I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes because everyone was like, it's so good. And then I looked up her real story and it was nothing like the thing on Netflix. Every single time that there's a like documentary or something that like they always sensationalize it so much more. I guess because it's not really that exciting to watch a documentary about Sam Bankman-Fried just sitting in a chair and thinking internally like, okay, I'm going to scam these people. But like it has to be some kind of like, 2 cars driving like opposite each other and like handing someone a package or someone like talking about something and someone being like, Sam, you can't do that. You can't scam all these people. And he's like, Mary, I have to. I need the money for my house in the Bahamas. So I'm sure it'll be hyper sensationalized for something that didn't actually even end up happening. Who are they gonna get to play Changpeng Cao? That's gonna be a casting choice. It's not the only high profile project telling the FTX story. Per a report from The Ankler? What is that? The Ankler, A-N-K-L-E-R. Famed nonfiction author Michael Lewis spent 6 months embedded with Bankman-Fried and plans to write that's going to be a little bit better. Embedded, apparently he was hanging out 6 months. That's a long time to see somebody. Hanging out with Sam Bankman-Fried and plans to write a book about him as well. FTX filed for bankruptcy earlier this month. John J. Ray III Replace Sam Bankman-Fried as CEO after the so-and-so bankruptcy filings, potentially. And then it goes to talk about the other stuff with the investigation. So you asked for it, probably not, but you're going to get it. Same exact way. I think it was, and it's weird that they didn't release it yet. I find that, they are. Anyway, so remember like when we had the whole Wall Street bets thing and everything was going on, I think like 3 or 4 weeks into it, the Winklevoss twins also announced that they would also be making a documentary and a movie about it as well. We still don't have it. I mean, you can't take forever. Like nobody wants to watch it 5 years down the line. There have been multiple documentaries about that. Like one of the best ones actually being on Netflix, ironically enough. But sure, cool. I'm probably not going to buy the book. Not being rude. It's just more of a, I feel like I've read enough books going over the news every single day in the cryptocurrency space. Like I think I get the story, unless the guy's like, oh, I saw him cutting his toenails and he sacrificed a goat, or like something really weird happens in that, in that chapter. I'll probably watch the documentaries because there's going to be a whole bunch of them. I feel like people wait for really like catastrophic weird things to happen in the cryptocurrency space just so they can be like, here we go, movie documentary time, like kind of waiting for their moment. So cool. Wonderful. I assume by next summer we should have this. They're probably going to wait to release it when the cryptocurrency market is going back up because, can't be happy for too long. That's the Sam Bankman-Fried FTX high-profile documentary is already in the works because why would it not be? Why would it not be? Yeah. Let's move on. Also in news, famed rapper Aubrey Graham, otherwise known as Dracula, is a known Bitcoin fanatic, having previously won big on Bitcoin-based Super Bowl tickets, and other crypto-centric wagers. Fantastic. And he apparently stores his Bitcoin holdings in style, and a new Instagram share. If a new Instagram share is any indication. Okay, English. The Grammy Award-winning Canadian musician took to Instagram on Friday to post an image of a diamond-encrusted Ledger hardware wallet on a marble countertop, it's 2001 again, with the caption, "Waiting on you, Bitcoin." See, when I say news I missed, and I always say that it's going to be really weird news, this is the stuff that I always end up missing. A lot of times you would assume that the news is basically going to be like, oh, this happened with Litecoin, or this is happening with this upgrade. Nope. The news is constantly littered with things like this. There was one years ago, what was it, Sarah Jessica Parker? I think she said Dogecoin or something like that, and people went crazy, and then someone held. It's always really weird stuff. I don't know why people are always surprised that rich people are into things that could make them more money. Is anyone surprised that Drake or even Jay-Z and Beyonce might also be into Bitcoin? Because we know that they are. We heard that years and years ago. Tons of celebrities, these people have wealth management services and people who help them. If you've never seen a documentary on that, that is going to blow your mind. There are companies, typically when you have over $50 million, they begin to work with you and they figure out how to give you literal generational wealth. They will help you and allocate money for you and your kids and your kids' kids and your kids' kids. It's usually between 4 to 5 generations. They'll help that money stretch out so that by the time your kids have kids, they are also still reinvesting that money through the actual company. So basically, in a weird sense, the people who have millions of dollars right now, if they have a wealth management service, they will never be broke again. Not just them. That's the weirdest part about the idea of being a billionaire. These people's kids and great grandkids will never be broke. Isn't that the weirdest thing in the entire world to think of? I don't know how we segued so far from Drake, but you understand what I'm talking about. Drake is the latest notable rapper to spotlight a Ledger wallet, with previous examples coming via partnerships and product placement deals with the company. This time around, however, Ledger says that it has no affiliate with him. They are not partnered. They're anything. And this was also quite major news. I guess it's because it's Drake. I don't really know. For those of you not looking, it's a Ledger. But like, you know, like the little like swivel part, it's encrusted with diamonds, and I assume they're a lot. Why you would do that to a Nano? I think sometimes people have so much money they don't know what to do with it. I assume this was at least $15,000, $20,000 that was spent on something. It's not in his pocket. He's not using a ledger every day. I assume it's in a safe somewhere. I feel like you could have used that extra $15,000, $20,000 to actually buy another Bitcoin, as opposed to blinging it out. No one says bling anymore, but you know. Cool. I hope he has a great day and that he's doing well. That's the Drake bought a ledger and had a diamond encrusted news. For those of you looking for non-diamond encrusted ledgers, I have an affiliate link below. Just thought I'd plug that in there. And yeah, let's move on. Also in extremely surprising news, I would have never assumed that this would have happened. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse is reportedly interested in buying certain parts of FTX. What? No way. That's wild. On the sidelines of Ripple's Swell conference in London, Garlinghouse told the Sunday Times that former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried called him 2 days before the company filed for bankruptcy as he sought to round up investors to rescue the business. Like I told you all before, like when we had news last week that he had contacted Jack Dorsey, and that was one of the most majorist news stories. I'm like, do you think he's not? Of course. Listen, did you think for one, all these people know each other? Let's get that straight immediately. The second part is you're gonna call rich people and be like, hey, can you help me out here because I'm currently sinking in the mud. So it's unsurprising that he called. I'm certain Hoskinson probably got a call. The head of Coinbase probably got a call. The guy from Kraken probably got a call. What other major coins are there? I'm sure everyone got a little phone call or a text message being like, hey, can you spare $1 billion? Because, you know, need some help. Here's the tweet for it right here. Wow, wonderful. They're on stage and stuff like that. The Ripple CEO said that during the call, the two discussed if there were FTX-owned businesses that Ripple would want to own. He said, part of my conversation was if he needs liquidity, maybe there's businesses that he has or bought that he would want to own. What would have bought some of those from him? Oh, geez Louise, would we have bought some of those from him? Talk better, Garlinghouse. I definitely think this was on the table, he said. However, Garlinghouse admits now that he filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, a potential transaction for an FTX business would be very difficult and different than if it had just been one-to-one. We heard that even a couple of days ago from Sam Bankman-Fried as well. He said that he filed for bankruptcy because other people around him kept on telling him to do it. But he was like, we didn't need to. Like, we actually do have money. But part of the problem is that when you, at least in this case, file for bankruptcy or all the things that are going on, all of their assets are now locked in other places and were hacked by the SEC of the Bahamas, which was also a crazy news story if you missed that one. There was a hack on FTX, and apparently it wasn't a hack at all. It was apparently the SEC of the Bahamas told Sam Bankman-Fried to go into the systems to get the money so that they could lock it away. What a space to be in. This is what we chose. So, cool. I'm not surprised. You should not be surprised. This happens all the time. This is why a lot of times I think that a lot of this stuff is coordinated and or meant to destroy certain companies, because this is not the first time that we've heard that there's been a crypto exchange, a something collapse, and other companies are gobbling up their assets for much lower prices. There was something in the summertime, I don't remember, one of the other scams that was going on, and that completely collapsed. And I think we found out that like people were trying to make bids for that crypto company in around, $2-3 billion for the entire company. It collapsed, wink. And then people were able to absorb or buy portions of that business for like $14 million, as opposed to the $2 to $3 billion valuation. So I think there's a lot of dirty play happening behind the scenes between these companies. Imagine if we all just were nice to each other and didn't lie. Can you imagine how great the world would be and how much nicer crypto would be? That's the Ripple is apparently looking into purchasing some of FTX's assets. Makes a lot of sense. They're a company and they're going to want other company stuffs. Yeah. Let's move on. Also in the news, Cardano founder and input-output global chief Charles Hoskinson has unveiled something called Midnight, a fresh blockchain project built by the IOG team and designed to enhance data protection and tackle censorship as well as privacy problems as the popular smart contract-enabled platform continues to evolve and offer unique solutions. A huge development has been recorded in the Cardano ecosystem. As disclosed by Charles Hoskinson on Friday, the Cardano creator tweeted, "Hello Midnight, welcome to Cardano." So I heard about this a couple of days ago, but I didn't really pay it a lot of mind. Companies and cryptocurrency people are always announcing something brand new. But I did notice that a lot of people were like lashing out about it. And I think it's because apparently with this new proposal, I think ADA is supposed to be able to have private transactions or private smart contracts. You know, if it's, within a group, you can have things happening without other people having to know about them. That's cool. That's amazing. That's, I think that's how finance should be happening. Every time you buy or do something, the entire world doesn't have to know. But we're now seeing a lot of coins coming out with these proposals to have private transactions. It's kind of the same exact way. We still haven't heard nothing else about this. When Litecoin announced that they had actually activated Mimblewimble, and you're finally able to have private transactions on top of Litecoin, a lot of people who were affiliated with or were on the side of Monero and Zcash were talking down about it. And I feel like people, when they feel like there's competition, they kind of like lash out in some sort of weird way, as opposed to being like, oh, that's really cool for you. My coin's still better, but I'm really glad that you got there. The general reaction is kind of like screaming and writing terrible things about them, about how their coin will never make it. Like, remember, like right before we had the merge, there were so many articles and so many like celebrities, air quotes, within the cryptocurrency space who were writing stuff like, well, it's never going to make it. It's never going to happen. It's like, why is your first reaction like negativity? Like, get a life, dude. Here's the tweet for it right here. It says, "Hello Midnight, welcome to Cardano. The issue of censorship and lack of privacy continues to prevail in everywhere, in every single thing that we do. To this end, developers of the..." Oh, that's cringy. It says developers of the Charles Hoskinson-led blockchain, just say Cardano, based research and development company Input-Output Global is on the course of fully developing a blockchain solution dubbed Midnight. Yeah, we got that point. The ingenious project seeks to offer data and information protection to both individuals and enterprises. In other words, Midnight which is still in the developmental stage, is I'm getting it now. I know what this is. Midnight, which is still in the developmental stage, is a data protection-based blockchain powered by IOG. As revealed on the website, it says Midnight will be a data protection-based blockchain that safeguards sensitive commercial and personal data, protecting fundamental freedoms of association, commerce, and expression for developers, companies, and individuals. I got what this is. This is the what was the last one called? Bajuba. Was it Mama Judeb? The last big upgrade that Cardano had. Shelly. Mama Baduba. Shelly. This is the new Shelly. So Cardano does this thing, or the Cardano team does this thing every like 6 or 7 months. They announce something major, something huge, something gigantic, and everyone gets really excited, and then we all realize that it's not there yet. So this is the new Shelly. This is the thing that will take them between 6 months to a year and a half, that everyone's going to get really hyped about. And then eventually we'll have it, and everyone will be talking about how Cardano's going to $5. Got it. We haven't heard about what Cardano's going to be doing for a while. It has been some time since we've heard of like their next big project. So expect constant updates, as is always the case for these kind of things with Cardano. We usually will get an update about we hired a new person. We got a new computer. We're on testnet number 1. We're on testnet purple, testnet blue, testnet green. And then eventually at some point we'll hear that the testnet has its own testnet, and that testnet will be testnetted with another thing. And then eventually we'll get this. It makes so much sense now. That's why everyone was buzzing around this. This is the new Shelly. Wonderful. That's the Charles Hoskinson has unveiled midnight for the Cardano blockchain. Can't wait to use it in 2025. And yeah, let's move on. Also in this normally would have done something news, Bitcoin's difficulty is a metric that demonstrates how difficult it is for Bitcoin miners to find the target hash, or simply put, how difficult it is to add the new block to the main network. On the 21st of November, Bitcoin difficulty, the most crucial indicator of Bitcoin network performance, has reached a new all-time high. And there's a little chart. I'm not saying that number right. Wait, hold on. 100,000 million billion trillion. It's currently at 36 trillion something. That's a monstrously large number. And there's a little chart for it right there. So why I said this normally would have done something is that historically, before the last 2 years threw us into some weird alternate universe, every time that Bitcoin's mining difficulty spikes, it is normally an indication to us that people who are mining Bitcoin are turning on their computers, are leaving them on, or are plugging in brand new computers. I.e., there's usually a, what's the term for it? Speculation that Bitcoin's price is going to be rising higher. The idea is you plug in your computer not only when it's profitable to mine Bitcoin, but when you assume that when you mine Bitcoin, you can pay $12,000 for a Bitcoin before the price ends up going to $25,000 or to $30,000. You make extra money while the getting's good, kind of thing. So normally, when we hear that people are turning off their computers or Bitcoin's hash rate has dropped, this is usually because people believe that Bitcoin's price is going to go lower. It is no longer profitable for them to have their computers plugged in, and therefore they unplug, not expecting Bitcoin's price to really do anything spectacular for the foreseeable future. But as you can see right here, from 2021 to 2022, at least for the first couple of months, the price was the mining difficulty kept on moving up. Why? Because we kept on hearing earlier this year that prices were going to recover, that we were going to see the $100,000 Bitcoin and all these other things. Things began to fall apart around summertime. But now, if you've been watching the other videos as well, the speculation is once again quite rampant in the cryptocurrency space that we are allegedly, for those of you who missed it, now don't grain of salt, don't hold your breath, don't just simply sit there normally. The amount of people who are talking about that next summer, not 2024, not 2025, that next summer they're expecting a $250,000 Bitcoin is a bit obscene. Anything can happen. Anything. However, I think that is far too ambitious, as we are currently, Bitcoin's price is I was going to say sitting on chopsticks. That doesn't make any sense. Sitting on, not eggshells, sitting on toothpicks. That one doesn't make any sense either, but it seems a lot more unstable. So cool. Yeah, Bitcoin's hash rate continues to jump up all the time. It's constantly in the news. And normally, hearing that people who are mining Bitcoin have renewed faith in the system and are continuously plugging in, we would have normally seen a price movement up. But lo and behold, right? That's the Bitcoin mining difficulty news. And yeah. Let's move on. Also in the news, the Brazilian cryptocurrency bill sidelined several times due to the general election ballot on the 30th of October might be discussed and voted on during the following week. According to reports, the project identified as 4401/2021, all right, will be on the agenda for being discussed by the Chamber of Deputies, marked as urgent. And okay, apparently it was already discussed. This is why we talk about news I missed. Brazil is one of the most forefront countries when it comes to cryptocurrency regulations. Not only were, I believe, they the first or the second to give proper cryptocurrency regulations, they gave tax rulings properly. They also are remember we were talking about before, there are multiple cities within Brazil who are allocating several $1 million to buying Bitcoin as a reserve for their city. They are at the forefront. They're at least 9,000 kilometers ahead of the United States when it comes to cryptocurrency. So I assume this bill is meant to be like the final so that they will have all the rules in place. Yeah, the Brazilian cryptocurrency bill, a project that seeks to regulate the actions of cryptocurrency exchanges and custody agents, as well as establish clear cryptocurrency mining rules, will be on the agenda of the Chamber of Deputies. The bill, which has been sidelined before the general ballot that happened on the 20th of October, is slated to happen, or have happened on the 22nd of November. The bill might be discussed and voted on if the chamber decides that it is of importance, and the document is the fourth item in the list to be discussed in the season bill. I assume, here we go. They probably did it, and it was probably discussed simply because a lot of countries have made sure to dramatize the entirety of the FTX Sam Bankman-Fried saga, screaming that we now need regulations as if we didn't need them before. Because, we probably would not have had the entire fiasco of FTX if people had actually looked into their order books. There was also something like a day or two ago where Joe Biden was like talking about that we also need crypto regulations, and people were like, how do I say this? People in America keep pretending like he actually does something. He's almost 80 years old. By the time he even tries for re-election, he will be 81 years old. This man I don't think he's actually doing anything except for sitting around or people tell him to go on stage. He doesn't seem to be, in the nicest terms, in his right mind anymore because he's almost 80 years old. So a lot of times you'll hear Joe Biden discuss this has to happen to crypto. Do you think it's 80-year-old Joe Biden, or do you think it's his 50-something-year-old people who are working next to him who are telling him what's going on, handing him a piece of paper that he then has to read in front of cameras? I don't understand how people keep pretending like this man is actually doing something. He is quite aged. Anyway, I was going to go further, but so the point is, yeah, a lot of countries South Korea is doing the exact same thing. I think Philippines is also talking. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's trying to figure out a way to get those cryptocurrency regulations going because of the terribleness of everything that happened with FTX. That's the Brazilian cryptocurrency bill thingamajig. I assume it'll go through. They seem fairly competent when it comes to just getting stuff done as opposed to waiting forever. So, yeah. Yeah, all right. Let's move on. Also dude, maybe just mind your business. A high-ranking South Korean civil servant was apparently caught buying Dogecoin on their mobile phone in the middle of an important local government meeting. Reporters from the media outlet News One took a photo of the official, a senior auditor in the affluent, something province. The auditor was identified only by his surname, Ahn, A-H-N. The incident took place at a plenary session of the Bucheon City Council in Gyeonggi province. And then they have a chart there. Oh, Dogecoin's price. Why would you have that there? Okay. The council had been convened on the morning of the 21st of November to hear a number of negotiation group reports and municipal administration speeches on budgetary matters. These speeches were delivered by senior councillors. They were followed by a presentation by the mayor. Wonderful. But reporters noticed that An's mind appeared to wander through the meeting. The media outlet wrote that An was unable to concentrate on this session and accessed a crypto trading app several times. So basically the news is someone at a council meeting. Have you ever seen, if you haven't, I totally understand. This isn't something that I would assume you had been paying attention to. If you ever get a chance, if you look at a congressional meeting, a senatorial meeting, a parliamentary hearing in your country, and like I said, I don't expect people to be like actively wanting to watch these meetings. Look around the room at what everyone else is doing. They're all on their phones. No one is giving 100% attention to a 4-hour meeting. People have to use the bathroom. People get really bored. They start talking to people sitting next to them. So this guy apparently was buying Dogecoin on his phone. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like bad news. I'm not sure if people are like, yeah, we have another Dogecoin person, or if it's simply like, are they trying to get him in trouble for something? Do you think he was the only person in the room who was on his phone? Or was maybe thinking of, like, imagine the other wild stuff that other people were probably thinking as they sat next to him. Like, not even looking at his phone. Like, people have wild stuff going through their heads sometimes. So the news is, first of all, we know that politicians are into crypto. We got that years ago. I assume it's because maybe he's meant to be like, you know, in the line of succession for presidency should something happen. Maybe that's the idea. I don't know why, you know, unless he was, you know, looking at something wild. I'd be like, sir, that's, you know, sir. It's a bit inappropriate. But he was buying Doge. Should we care? I don't know. I mean, if it was like a 3-minute thing in like a 3-hour meeting, sure, you know, dude, go for it. But anyway, I think this was supposed to be more dramatic news than it actually was. Yeah, all right. Well, the most I can say is that I'm happy that we're getting stupid news again, simply because the more stupid news we get, the further away we get away from FTX news. So you can see that we as a community are healing because the news, all the really stupid news, just, you know, it's flying back. That's the high-ranking South Korean official was trading Doge. Oh my gosh, how terrible! That's horrible. Ban him from the country. Like, what do you want people to say? All right, let's move on. Right. I do hope. Geez, Bitcoin has like no transactions. Do you see this? There's one bus. There's one bus. There's not even a line. Look at Ethereum's line compared to Bitcoin's. It's monstrous. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you to everyone who left a like, a comment, has subscribed, or is continuously writing comments. Thank you for your efforts and your help. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.